Here's the way they line up for the ball game this afternoon in Atlanta. Casey Candell will play center field for the Expos. He'll lead it off. Mitch Webster, the right fielder, will bat second, and Tim Raines is in left, hitting third. Tim Wallach, the third baseman, bats cleanup. Mike Fitzgerald in the lineup doing the catching, batting fifth. Wallace Johnson, the first baseman tonight, hits sixth. Vern Law, check it, Vance Law, I do that every night. Vance Law is the second baseman. He hits seventh. Tom Foley, the shortstop, hits eighth. And Bryn Smith will do the pitching. He's had only one start, 2 2/3 innings. His earned run average is horrendous, 20.25. But last year, 2-1 lifetime, 8-2 against Atlanta. For the Braves, Deion James leads it off in center field. Ken Obergfell will play and bat second. Gerald Perry in left field hitting third, and Dale Murphy, the right fielder, will bat cleanup. Greg Nettles in there at first base hitting fifth. Rafael Ramirez will play short, hit sixth. Ozzie Virgil will do the catching and bat seventh. Glenn Hubbard at second base hits eighth. And Randy O'Neill will do the pitching. He's 3-0, a 4.38 earned run average. This is his first lifetime start against the Montreal team. Your umpires for the game tonight, Bob Engel will work the plate. Good to have him back after his injury yesterday. Engel behind the plate. Joe West at first base, Randy Marsh at second, and Paul Runge will call the plays at third. In the other baseball, we have one final for you. California shut out Milwaukee 3-0 this afternoon. 3-7-0 for the Angels, 0-5-1 for the Brewers. The Braves are idle tomorrow, and then the Mets come in over the weekend before the Braves hit the road, and the Atlanta team will be gone for quite a while. They go to Montreal for 2, Philadelphia for 2, Pittsburgh for 3, then home for a 3-game series with the Cardinals, and then off again to Chicago and St. Louis. The meeting continues at home plate.
We lead the league in the longest meetings right here at the stadium.
Chuck's got a lot to say.
Buck Rogers is still out there talking.
And we are grateful that the Atlanta Braves have finally decided to take the field. Wonder what time this 5:40 game is going to start. Tell you something you can do Sunday before the ball game. They're having the Canine Fun Run at Piedmont Park in Midtime Atlanta. 1-mile walk run at 8 o'clock and a 2-mile at 8:30. Entry fee $10 a dog, no charge for the owners. And it benefits Park Pride Atlanta Piedmont Park Enhancement. That's Sunday, May 24th at Piedmont Park in Midtown Atlanta. So take your dog and head for the hills. After our game tonight, more NBA action. Milwaukee and Boston, game 2 of their series. Bob Neal and Doug Collins will have that for you. Then the TBS Color Classic Dark Victory with Betty Davis and Humphrey Bogart. So great night of television here on TBS. You see the numbers on Randy O'Neill as he takes his warm-up tosses, and he appears to be gaining more confidence with each start. He keeps improving each crack out of the box. He's about ready to go, and Casey Candell, Mitch Webster, and Tim Raines will be the first 3. Now the umpires begin making their way toward their positions. And we're just about ready to go.
I might add that Bob Engel, who had to take himself out of last night's ball game, he was calling the balls and strikes, had an eye irritation and just couldn't continue. He's all right today, and he will be at home plate.
And standing in with the play-by-play story for this 5:40 game at 5:43 is Ernie Johnson.
Thank you very much, Skip. And Bob Engel almost went to the clubhouse again. That pitch from Randy O'Neill almost nailed him. O'Neill, who throws fastball, curve, and a slider, and has a straight change along with a split finger fastball, which is a changeup. And leading it off will be Casey Candell, who's 4 for 10 in the series. He broke into baseball as an infielder. They got him in the outfield, and he's done a good job at .321. No homers and 3 RBIs. He had a double in this series. The Braves, if they could win here tonight, will have had won 3 straight series. 2 out of 3 from the Reds, 2 out of 3 from Houston, and are trying for their second against Montreal. Strike call. We're underway. The lights are on even though it's early. There is a chance of rain late tonight and tomorrow morning. The 0-1. A little bit high.
You'll be okay if you keep him in the fairways. It won't bother you.
Yes. 1 ball, 1 strike. That is a ball. Kirk Gibson is back. He hit a home run for the Tigers today. Fouled away. He's been out most of the year. And Detroit beat Seattle. We'll get that line score for you later. That game was played this afternoon. Darrell Evans also had a home run. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we'll keep you posted on other games tonight. There's a bouncer wide of first that Nettles has. He's going to win the race just for the out. Nettles playing first takes care of Candell. Now Mitch Webster. 4 for 10 in the series. He's got a nickname. They call him the Natural. I guess after that movie.
Roy Hobbs, huh?
He appeared on the scene. Does everything well. Last night he made a couple of good catches. Threw a runner out at third. And also had a bunt single. He had 3 hits on Monday night. And the pitch. Bunt. Gonna have to hurry on him. He just got him. Nice play, Ozzie Virgil. Ozzie on a nice play. Barehanded it, fell down as he threw, but got it.
He makes a heck of a play here. I thought Webster had himself a base hit. It's an excellent bunt, but Virgil got out of the chute very quickly. Wound up flat on his face, but he got the out.
2 down. Now here's Tim Raines. Raines, who homered last night for the game-winning RBI, has hit 3 homers in 4 games. He played a couple of games in New York. He's 2 for 7 in the series. He's also a switch hitter, and the breaking ball is in there. Wallach's on deck. The curve in the dirt. One and one. Curve high. Quickly back with a 2-1 pitch, and Raines takes it high over his head. Montreal, of course, trains in West Palm, as do the Atlanta Braves. They've been sharing that camp for some time. 3 balls, 1 strike. Fly ball left center. James, can he catch up? He can. It bounces over the fence, and Tim Raines has a ground rule double. It saved a triple. He had a triple if it hits the fence. Put him at second with 2 down.
Boy, he's almost as hot as another guy who just got started. And that's our old friend Bob Horner. He homered in his first game. Today he batted 3 times at 3 solo home runs.
And they won both games.
Those Swallows are doing it.
Yes, they're going to give him downtown Tokyo. And they had 50,000 at the first game. I'm sure they probably had another 50 today. This is Wallach. Takes inside 1-0.
He didn't hit those homers by accident either.
No. 2 balls and no strike. Wallach's had quite a series. 8 RBIs. 3 homers. 4 for 9. That's over. Breaking ball in with a 2-0 count. A good pitch.
I wonder a little bit about the manager of the Swallows, however.
Yes, when he commented on Bob's speed.
Great running speed is either that or we got a bad interpreter.
Yeah. He commented on his power and the way he swung the bat, and he's fast. Horner's going to have a big year over there. There's no doubt about it. Wallach waiting on a 2-1. Fly ball center. James is going to catch it right now. That takes care of the Expos. They strand one. Atlanta coming to bat. Going to the bottom of the first, Bryn Smith with his final warm-up tosses. You can see how they line up behind him. A couple of changes. Johnson at first. Razor Shines was there last night. Fitzgerald catching. He's been out for some time. Last night, Stafero caught. Fitzgerald had surgery on his index finger of his throwing hand. Now Smith with surgery on his right elbow for bone chips in the offseason. He went to the rehab league and pitched down in Florida. Started against New York. Allowed 6 runs and 2 1/2 innings. That's why he has the inflated ERA. James will lead it off. He's 5 for 10 in the series. Pitch is high. When Bryn Smith is right, he's got a fastball, curve, slider, and a great palm ball. He has had some good years. He won 18 in '85. Last year he fell to 10 and 8, but he had arm problems. There's the palm ball right there.
The Braves expressed some interest in signing him this spring, didn't they?
Yeah. Because first the pitch. Another change. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Expos didn't offer him a big contract. I believe it was a contract for around $150,000 with some incentives, and he could have signed with anybody. Fastball, strikeout. James is out of there on strikes.
He was looking for anything but the fastball. Moving away from the left-hand hitter. Caught the corner. It was outside by the time it wound up in the mitt, but it crossed the corner of the plate.
Ken Oberkfell brings an 8-game hitting streak to the plate. A little high. That's a curve missing. Deion James, who just struck out, started a game among the leaders in a lot of categories. Second in runs, 21. Davis of Cincinnati has 28. Strike on the fastballs. He's one of the leaders in hits, walks, doubles. James tied for the lead in doubles with 11. Candy Maldonado also has 11. There's the palm ball missing. Perry's on deck. Oberkfell with a .359 batting average. Loops it toward left. It's going to be in for a base hit. Obi at first with a single. His 4th hit in the series. That'll bring on Gerald Perry, who's 4 for 6 in the series. Knocked in 3 runs. Braves lost last night, and they know why. They did not play well. They committed 3 errors and had some shoddy base running and lost it 6-4. Murphy's on deck. Runner going. Foul. Braves won on Monday night 10-7. Atlanta shooting for their 13th win. They have lost 14. Montreal is 11-14. Even with that record, Montreal only 3 games out of first because the National League East pretty well spread out in wins and losses. Chicago is a leader, 14-11. They're a half game ahead of the Cardinals. Well, the Cubs are playing fine. The 0-1. 1 ball and strike.
Well, the last time you and I talked, I was saying how bad it looked as far as the Braves signing Doyle Alexander. Right,
We both
Skip?
agreed. We both agreed. No way. And it happened yesterday. That's why we are up here. And Bobby Cox and Stan Kasten run the ball club.
Pretty sneaky way they did it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, a runner first. Smith goes to first, and Overkfell is back. Willie Stargell coaching over there. On the other side, Russ Nixon. No score, bottom of the first. Ooh, that fastball just missed. 2-2. The outfield playing Perry straight away. He'll go with the pitch. If you pitch him outside, he'll hit it toward left. And he can pull the inside pitch. 2-2. He can strike out. There was a fastball up and in. 2 strikeouts in the inning, both with fastball.
Rising fastball, and Gerald had it timed right, but just swung under it. Smith looks all right.
They get him back, and there's another
Hubie Brooks.
Hubie Brooks, and then there's another player. We have to pass along all this information because Pascual Perez finally surfaced. Murphy takes high, and Pascual, who had problems with his visa.
Those are major visa problems when it takes 2 months.
Yes, finally got to Florida. He's throwing the baseball about 90 miles an hour, and Murray Cook, the general manager of Montreal, has gone down to take a look at him. There's a high pop. Murphy's going to be out number 3. Foley back in short center, and he's got it. That'll do it for Atlanta. They strand 1. We go to the 2nd inning, no score.
In the minors, you must have called it all 1,000 times. Then one day, you got the call.
What's this, rookie umpire?
Here's to you. Beechwood age for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
Compliments of that gentleman.
This bar's for you.
We're going to the 2nd inning. We mentioned Pascual Perez. He is a property of the Montreal Expos. I believe he signed a minor league contract with Montreal. So Murray Cook went down to take a look at him. And he was reportedly throwing the ball very well. This is Mike Fitzgerald, the catcher. They got him from New York in that big trade involving Gary Carter. Wallace Johnson to follow, then Vance Law. No score, top of the 2nd. Talk about time flying. The Say-Hey kid, Willie Mays, is 56 today. Probably still can play stickball.
It's a lot older than me, but it's a lot younger than you.
Yeah. Not much. Swing a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I just thought I'd throw that in.
Yeah, I know it. I'm thinking.
You always tell me to jump in any time, so I jumped.
Foul away. They know there were 3 great ball players in that era, about the same age. Mantle, Matthews, and Willie Mays. I believe Eddie turns 56 this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Beautiful Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. This field has never been in better shape. Here's a 1-2, and the curve is low. The new fence has really helped set off this field. And the pitch from O'Neill is a little bit low. Our new fence. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That's to third. Obi should throw him out easily. Nettles has to tag him as Oberkfell was a little off target throwing the first. That's one down.
Throw faded on him a little bit up the first base line, but Nettles not really sure of himself over there. Rather than make the stretch, made the proper play.
Next is Wallace Johnson. At 188, he's 0 for 1 in the series.
And those Yakult Swallows beat the Hanshin Tigers 6-3. Horner had those 3 homers.
That's in the left field, base hit. Johnson's got some speed. He's at first base. The Expos do show some speed. In the stolen base department, they have stolen 22, been caught only 4 times.
I wonder how he'll do against ham fighter pitching. Isn't there a team of hand fighters?
I believe. We're going to have to subscribe to their sporting news.
No, that would do us a lot of good.
Yes. Strike called, 0-1. Who could we get translated? Let's see. I would like this. I believe the Atlanta Journal-Constitution is going to send someone over to do a story on that.
Yeah, I think Ed Hinton's going to go over. I'd like to go and do a story on Ed Hinton going over there.
The ball's 1 strike, 1 out, a runner first. They have 2 hits in 2 innings. Raines had a double in the first. Time call. Law at the plate. Got something in his eye. Bob Engel can sympathize with that. Now we're ready to play. A runner at first, 1 out, in second inning. Missing inside. O'Neill was obtained from Detroit, along with Chuck Carey, for Terry Harper. Harper's played a little bit over there against left-handed pitching as a DH, but he's not having a great year at this point. Runner going, and that is line to right on a hit and run. It'll be first and third. Nice throw by Murphy. Well, if we got a replay on Law, you talk about hitting behind the runner. Looked like he jumped off the ground to hit that high pitch.
Yeah, he did a heck of a job on this particular pitch.
It was a pitch out, and it wasn't out there far enough.
That's right.
So Virgil, who had called for the pitch out, got out there, and O'Neill didn't get him the ball. What a job of hitting by Law. This is Foley. Throw home. Virgil should have had him. He tried to tag him before he had the ball. Nettles' throw had him. He would have been out. So the Braves, who had problems last night, see him continue here tonight.
2 bad plays in a row. Nettles may have surprised Virgil, but he made the right play. He takes a look, figures he can get him, and he is going to be easily out, but Ozzie just forgot to latch onto the ball. So the bad pitch out and the error on Virgil, and Montreal with a shot at a big inning.
Pitches inside. I think the error was charged to Virgil. It had to be. One to nothing. Bryn Smith with runners at second and third and 1 down. Fouled away. He takes a good cut for a pitcher. One ball, 1 strike. Fouled away, 1-2. This is a spot where the pitcher will go for a strikeout. Smith has been up one time this year. He's 1 for 1. So fault O'Neill for not getting the pitch out there so the batter couldn't hit it, and then Virgil for trying to tag the runner before he hit the ball. There's a foul down the left side out of play.
Smith is no joke. He's only batted once this year, got a base hit.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's see if O'Neill can get out of this jam. And that's going to get away, and a run will score. That'll be a wild pitch. It's 2-0.
Boy, this is a fun inning, isn't it? Ozzie did his best. He tried to get the body out there to block it. Could not. A bad pitch out, a dropped throw, and a wild pitch. That's the kind of stuff that gets you beat if you're not careful.
And with the pitcher up there. 2-2. Ground ball first. Nettles will pitch it to Hubbard covering. That's a little different.
What in the world's going on out there?
Foley held at third. He would have been dead at the plate. I don't believe that O'Neill got over there. We'll see if does he break for first.
He doesn't take a single step. He takes one step and stops. He thought Hubbard was going to field the ball. Hubbard very alertly sized up the situation.
Now Candell bunts, and he should be thrown out, and he is. Nice play by Virgil. The surprise element, but Virgil was right on top of it. 2-3. 2-run score. Sounded a lot worse, didn't it? We go to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Montreal.
What is the problem?
The new machine is acting up. The bars are bigger.
Yeah, bigger.
What do you suggest?
As your immediate supervisor, I needn't tell you the procedure. Call the boss. That's correct.
You should only know how much he likes that machine.
It's his baby.
Rules are rules. Call the boss. Correct.
You know, he dedicated that machine to his mother.
I think you were on vacation.
He loves it very much.
Any suggestions?
Introducing bigger mounds and bigger Almond Joy. The chocolate's bigger, the coconut's bigger, everything's bigger.
I can't believe it. This is it. My first day in court. It's a special day.
Days like this have to be perfect. Trust them to Tampax. The protection more women choose over any other tampon or pad.
It's a special day. It's a special day. Trust it to Tampax.
Original Tampax tampons and Pedal Soft plastic applicator. Protection you can trust.
You can slam it, you can jam it, you can block it, you can rock it at the hoop.
Tonight, in the NBA playoffs, Larry Bird and Boston collide with longtime playoff rival Milwaukee. Can raw emotion propel the Bucks past the defending champs? Then Thursday, Hakeem the Dream and Houston battle the Cinderella Sonics in the pivotal third game. Let's all go to the hoop with the NBA playoffs. Live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on the Superstation tonight.
When you want to see the best, it's WTBS at the hoop.
We gave the operation a code name.
Telephone.
Bronson, 8:05 Eastern on the Superstation Saturday night.
Ernie, for your edification, this telecast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Atlanta Braves and is solely for the entertainment of our audience. Now, any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game in whole, or for that matter in part, without the express written consent of the Atlanta Braves and the Turner Broadcasting System is absolutely and positively prohibited.
Well done. Greg Nettles will lead it off. He'll be followed by Rafael Ramirez. Well, your next basketball game is going to be a beaut. That's Friday. The Hawks at Detroit to play the Pistons, Game 3.
I have to break out my old high school football helmet.
Yes. Well, there were bodies flying around last night. And they'll have like 40 to 45,000 at that game. They play in the Silver Dome.
Yep.
That will be Friday at 7:35 right here on TBS. There's a curveball all the way to the screen. Nettles 1 for 5 in the series. We might remind you that on Friday night, it's Bud Light Umbrella Night. The first 15,000 fans with a reserve seat ticket pick up a Braves umbrella. We thank the folks from Budweiser. That ball is lined, and it's going to be caught by Webster. Well, Nettles hit that ball hard, but right at the right fielder.
Webster's really had an outstanding series, both with the glove and with the arm, and for that matter with the bat.
Rafael Ramirez to be followed by Ozzie Virgil. Bryn Smith trying to come on back from an elbow operation. Delivers on the outside corner.
You'll have to save me an umbrella, Freddie.
I'll get you one.
Okay, pal.
Smith is 6'2", 205. He will be 32 on August 11th. Bryn Smith was born right out here in Marietta, Georgia. Lives now in Santa Monica, and there's a fly ball right. That's going to be caught again by Webster. He's all over the place. Couple of balls, pretty well hit, but 2 outs. Here's Ozzie Virgil. Fans unhappy. Ozzie dropped that throw from Nettles. He made 2 good plays in this ball game. In the first inning, on a bunt attempt by Webster, threw him out. Then he got Candell, and he drives the ball to right, and they're going to try Webster again, and he's equal to the task. 3 to right, 3 outs. We've played 2-0 Montreal.
Bartender? Yeah. Give me a light.
A light?
Yeah.
Why, sure. Oh, I've got it.
No, a Bud Light.
If you want the great taste of Bud Light, ask for it.
Bartender.
Yes?
Give me a, let's see, give me a Bud Light.
Everything else is just a light.
Nice call.
Thanks.
We were searching for fun fruit trees, and boy, were we surprised. We saw sun-kissed fun fruits change their shape by doing exercise. They changed to letters, numbers, and animal shapes. New sun-kissed fun fruits, letters, numbers, and animals are made with real fruit, so they're real fun to eat.
Letters, numbers, animals!
New sun-kissed fun fruits.
Letters, numbers, animals.
Hello, I've discovered Cool Ranch flavored Doritos. You know, if your mom's anything like mine, she likes to know exactly what goes into everything that you eat. So I thought I'd buy her some of the ingredients. There's delicious buttermilk. There's tangy tomatoes. There's zesty onions. Imagine creamy Cool Ranch seasonings and one heck of a crunch.
Cool Ranch flavored Doritos brand tortilla chips. One heck of a taste, one heck of a crunch.
Gee, I feel bad about my mom's car.
We're going to the 3rd inning. It's been diagnosed now that Chris Brown, the San Francisco Giant third baseman, has a fractured jaw. He was hit by Danny Cox of the Cardinals on Monday. Jaw was fractured. And Brown's problems continue. He's been hurt an awful lot for a young kid. We just hope everything turns out fine for him. There's a well-hit ball to left field. And that is Webster with a single, leading off the 3rd inning. His 5th hit in this series. Now Tim Raines. They have 4 hits off O'Neill. Raines doubled in the 1st inning. It hit the warning track and bounced over the fence in left center. It's 385 out that way, 330 to the poles, and in dead center, the distance is 402. This guy's a switch hitter. runs well. Many times he's led the National League in stolen bases. Webster has 7 stolen bases. He is going. They might have him. Let's see. No, he made it. He made it. He started his steal when O'Neill still had the ball. The throw to first, down to the shortstop, not in time to get Webster. It's his 8th stolen base. You could see him try to run into the path of the ball. How about that? That's a difficult throw by the first baseman. If you screen the shortstop, and there's a bouncer who's going to be up the middle. They're going to have another run. Tim Raines at first. It's now 3-0. Randy O'Neill, no mystery here tonight, has given up 5 hits as Raines singles to center. Ramirez comes in to talk to O'Neill. Now Tim Wallach in the Braves bullpen gets up. Charlie Paleo. Got to keep an eye on Raines. Strike on a fastball. Now the 0-1. Curveball miss. Wallach needs 3 hits to reach 800 in his career. Virgil with a sign. Fly ball right. Murphy jogs over and should catch it easily. And he does. Back to first goes Raines. Now Mike Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald grounded to third first time up. Look for Raines to go at any time now with 1 down. O'Neill chases him back. They have 3 runs on 5 hits. The Braves no runs, 1 hit. Ooh, nice play, Nettles. That ball was in the dirt. A little bit high. One ball, no strikes. Not going. Swing a miss. As I mentioned, tomorrow's off. Then Friday, Zane Smith goes against Ron Darling as the Mets pay a visit. Saturday, an afternoon game. That'll be Braves radio only. We're televising Friday night and Sunday afternoon. Saturday, David Palmer against Bob Ojeda. And on Sunday, Rick Mailer faces Sid Fernandez. The Mets are 12-12. They've had some problems. They've had some injuries. The 1-1. Driven to left field. It's going to be caught, I believe, by Perry. Great catch. Safe at first. Gerald Perry on a great catch in left field. Give my hand is right. That ball looked like it was going to drop in there, and Perry, who's played very little left field, just got it in the webbing. Great shot. And the throw back to first was not a bad throw from a long ways away. Fitzgerald robbed by Gerald Perry. Now Wallace Johnson. Raines still at first. I still think he's going to run. Johnson had a single and he scored the first time up. Raines fakes. The pitch is high. 1-0. Raines is flexing his leg like he's hurting a bit. Well, that's the last thing they need is his legs to go. They just got him back. All he's done is win 3 games. Down low. He had the game winner here last night. Then he had a grand slam in New York in extra innings to win 1 game. Then he won the other game, homering his first time up in a 2-0 win. 2-0. Outside 3-0. Raines has made no attempt to go with any of the 3 batters up there. Very unusual. Raines stole a base here on Monday night. First time up, he walked and swiped second. 3-0. Hitting to Hubbard to first in time. They let Johnson swing on a cripple pitch. And he grounds to second. But they pick up another run. We move to the bottom of the third. Expos 3, Braves 0.
We're not a company.
But we recognize potential. We develop it. We use it.
We'll make sure that as your responsibility grows, so will you.
As your ability for leadership grows, so will you.
Working with us, you'll gain self-confidence.
Become a person with a future.
We're not a company.
We're your country.
We're the Marines.
The Army.
The Navy.
The Air Force.
We're the Armed Forces.
It's a great place to start.
CBS Fox Video presents Captain Blood on video cassette. Errol Flynn stars in a tale of adventure, romance, and piracy on the high seas.
There's something amiss! What's this?
Haven't you heard? They're releasing us on video cassette in color.
Hear that, Chester?
Where have you been the last few months?
Been at sea, out of touch with the world. We're changing course.
Now, Captain Blood is part of the Classics in Color series from CBS Fox Video.
This changes the shape of the world.
You can slam it, you can jam it, you can block it, you can rock it at the hoop. Tonight, in the NBA playoffs, Larry Bird and Boston collide with longtime playoff rival Milwaukee. Can raw emotion propel the Bucks past the defending champs? Then Thursday, Hakeem the Dream and Houston battle the Cinderella Sonics in the pivotal 3rd game. Let's all go to the hoop with the NBA playoffs. Live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on the Superstation tonight.
When you want to see the best, it's WTBS at the hoop.
This portion of Braves baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, the genuine article. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you.
We're going to the bottom of the 3rd. Glenn Hubbard at the plate, and here's Skip.
Okay, Ernie, thank you very much. It will be Hubbard, O'Neill, and James. First 3 for the Braves in the bottom of the 3rd. Braves have made some news today. They have agreed to terms with veteran outfielder Dave Collins, who spent spring training with the Expos. Dave will report to the Braves Richmond Farm Club. Curveball is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. 3-0 as I score. The Braves have played atrocious baseball. There's a strike at the letters. 2-1. Hubbard at .313. He's driven in 11 runs. Easy play for Law. 1 away. Braves have managed only a looping single to left by Ken Oberkfell. That has been the extent of their attack to this point.
Bryn Smith has something else working for him. Psychologically, he's in a good frame of mind. He is 8-2 against Atlanta lifetime. He's always been a problem for the Braves.
There's a strike to O'Neill.
Back last year, he was 2-1, but in '85, Smith was 4-0 against the Braves.
Right through there, 0-2. The wind and the pitch. Curve, tap, fouled on the third base line. Still 0-2 to O'Neill. Deion James waits on deck. Goodbye. Strikeout number 3 for Bryn Smith. Deion James, a strikeout victim his first time. So far.
All right, coming up next here on the Superstation, Milwaukee at Boston, Game 2 with Bob Neal and Doug Collins. Then the TBS Color Classic Dark Victory, Betty Davis and Humphrey Bogart. Tomorrow, NBA playoffs, 10:05 p.m. Houston at Seattle. Game 3, Mel Proctor and Bill Russell. And on Friday, we mentioned Skip will be in Detroit with Doug Collins for that big game between the Hawks and the Pistons. That's 7:35 on Friday night.
And Braves baseball will follow on TBS against the Mets. Vance Law leads off the 4th inning. Up and in, 1 ball, no strikes. 3-0 Montreal. They've out hit the Braves 5-1. Atlanta has committed the game's only error. To the left of Oberkfell, good play. 1 out.
Skip, I know you want to join me in wishing a fellow who has his ups and downs a very happy birthday.
My man Benny.
Benny Bryant is 75. He runs the elevator here for the press. 75 years old today. Benny, best wishes.
Benny goes from the 1st to the 3rd levels at the ballpark and from the 3rd level to the 1st level.
As good as anyone.
Got all the right moves. Outside to Tom Foley. He reached on the Virgil error back in the 2nd when the Expos scored their first 2 runs. Bunts. O'Neill. Got him. Sort of a strange looking play, but it's an out.
Beautiful play by O'Neill. He had to come all the way to the foul line and then not hit him with the ball. Almost threw around Foley, who was in the lane. There's an example. Foley has to be in that lane on that particular play. If he's outside the lane, the ball hits him, he's automatically out.
Nettles had a little trouble picking up that throw because of the base runner. That's why he hit the deck. Well, there may be a passed ball record set in the American League tonight for 2 teams.
Oh, yes.
Phil Niekro against Charlie Huff. And the 0-1. A lot of knuckles will be on display tonight.
I think Charlie Huff's around 40. Niekro 48.
And 2-0. One and 2, the count on Bryn Smith. Starting to cloud up here a little bit.
You mentioned Niekro, and yesterday Sutton won his 312th game. Don Sutton beating Milwaukee. He's 14th all time, and Niekro is 13th all time with 313 wins. So 2 guys a game apart and continuing their careers. Don Sutton and Phil Niekro, both going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Murphy's got a long run, and he is not going to get there, and he's all right. Good effort by Murphy.
Right-handed batter up there, so Murphy really had a long way to go on this. Taking a look at the wall, that is right there, but he caught himself just in time.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitcher Bryn Smith, he bounced out his first time. He's run it full, 3-2. Glenn Diamond, our producer tonight. Rick Rayford, our director, our technical director. Mark Johnson. Good play over at Felt. And the inning is over. And our associate director is Rose Smith. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 3-0 Montreal.
Pick a pair.
As long as summers have been hot, Budweiser's been keeping you cool.
Hey, Daddy, this bud's for you. Pick a pair.
Pick a pair.
Cool.
Pick a pair.
Geez, Buds, I really like this Bud Light.
Pick a pair of 6-packs, 12-packs, cases of Budweiser and Bud Light. Look for this display and get a great offer on a 2-man wrap. Pick a pair now and in the future.
Pick a pair.
Only Bacos give your salads that bacony Bacos crunch.
You can't get much closer to the game than this, unless you're reading this. The Sporting News delivers more baseball coverage than your local paper and all the other sports weeklies and monthlies combined, plus everything you need to know about football, basketball, hockey, and boxing. So why not get the Sporting News and get in the game? Here's how.
You'll get 40 issues of the Sporting News and 2 preview issues for 4 easy payments of $5.45. Call toll-free 1-800-257-1234. 1-800-257-1234.
The 9000 series has a perfect operational record. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece. 10:35 Eastern on the Superstation Sunday morning.
Bottom half of the 4th inning. Ken Oberkfell will lead it off for Atlanta. Oberkfell, Perry, and Murphy. Obi has the only Atlanta hit in the game to this point. 3-0 Montreal. That's our score. NBA playoff action. Milwaukee at Boston. Game 2. Bob Neal and Doug Collins will follow our baseball tonight. Another base hit for Oberkfell. And a good start to the Atlanta 4th inning. Here's Gerald Perry. He's hitting just .228. Needs to get it going. Perry takes a long look at his third base coach, Russ Nixon.
Braves can generate some runs. They're second in the National League, hitting .277. So there's a long way to go in this game.
He bunts. Smith off the mound. Just got it. Good idea by Gerald, but he didn't get it quite enough down the third baseline. A lot of bunts in this game.
Yeah, this was not a sacrifice. He might be given one, but he was trying to beat it out. And Smith just did get in.
Dale Murphy popped to short his first time. Greg Nettles is on deck. Strike over the outside corner. He has been ahead of every hitter.
I think any pitching coach will just tell a pitcher, you've got to get ahead because it's a different ball game. If you're ahead of the hitters, they got to hit your pitch, and if you're behind all the time, they can be choosy and you'll get creamed.
Fouled off at the plate. What's the old saying? A 200 hitter is a 300 hitter on a 2-0, 3-1 count.
Yeah, because they can look for their pitch. So much easier if you get ahead, and a lot of pitchers want to get that first pitch in there for a strike, but sometimes you got to be a little careful. You just don't throw a fastball down the middle, but if you can throw a slider or a curve, you don't have to be too particular, just as long as you get it over, because many hitters aren't looking for a breaking ball in the first pitch.
0-2, the count to Murph. Missed high and away, a ball and 2 strikes. Greg Nettles waits on deck. It's the bottom of the 4th.
And then many pitchers, Hall of Fame pitchers, will tell you if you get your breaking ball over when you're behind in the count, you're going to win a lot of ball games.
Just missed the outside corner, 2-2.
Clouding up just a bit here at the stadium.
That's what we ought to get for our booth next, is one of those AccuWeather radar screens. He's 3-2 on Murphy. And we could chart the weather conditions ourselves and be as inaccurate as the weather forecasters are. Payoff pitch is due, Dale Murphy. To the mound. Looks the runner back. 2 out. So it's up to Greg Nettles if Atlanta is going to get on the board here in the 4th. He lined to right his first time.
Nettles likes the first pitch. Of course, after you've been around a while, the opposition knows if you're a first ball hitter.
Rafael Ramirez waits on deck.
Might start him with a breaking ball. No, he almost hit him.
Buzzed him with a fastball up and in. 1 ball, no strike. Runner at second, but 2 are out. That should end the inning. Law gets it to first, and the leadoff single is wasted. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, 1 left. We've played 4. Montreal 3, Atlanta nothing.
You're listening to Children of Japan. This joyous and beautiful sound comes to you from Delta Airlines, because Delta is flying to Tokyo, gateway to the Orient. Come with us to a land steeped in tradition, yet as modern as tomorrow. We'll fly you to the gracious charm of the Far East with all the comfort of the familiar West. Delta to Japan.
Turtle wax gives a hard shell finish. Turtle wax.
Generation after generation, Turtle Wax has been the world's best-selling car wax. Nothing has been able to clean, shine, and protect your car better. Only Turtle Wax gives a super hard shell finish. And it's still the best-selling car wax in the world.
Turtle wax.
Hello. Oh, hi, honey. Dinner? Well, we can have a spinach salad.
With Good Seasons, you can make most anything on your mind.
Red wine vinegar with olive oil and Good Seasons Italian. Oh, wait a second. Oh, no. How about a chef salad? I'll add mayo and sour cream. Oh, hold on. A vegetable salad with Dijon mustard dressing. Okay, see you later.
Good Seasons salad dressing mix. From 1 packet, the ideas keep pouring out.
A youth replica Braves uniform makes a great gift. You can find both home and road replica uniforms in the Braves Clubhouse Collection catalog. To receive your catalog, send your name, address, and $1 today to Braves Catalog, Post Office Box 4006, Atlanta, Georgia 30302. In Atlanta, shop in person at the Braves Clubhouse store located at CNN Center.
Casey Candell looks at a strike, and the 5th inning is underway. Top of another 5th. It's 3-0 Montreal.
They mentioned youth in that catalog promotion. Remind me of Johnny Logan. One year we weren't winning. He said, we got too many young Utes on our team.
He's a beauty.
Johnny the Log.
A ball and 2 strikes to count. Candell is out of there.
Well, that's a good pitch. That might have been that split finger. Let's watch it and see if it goes down. Oh, it did. Great pitch by O'Neill for the strikeout. It's his first, I believe.
It is, and Mitch Webster is the batter. Curve a little bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. Looping liner foul, headed toward the Montreal bullpen, and that's where it winds up. Just paged Richard Griffin for a telephone call. He's the publicist for the Expos. He had one of the great lines last summer. In the Goodwill games, we were televising the U.S. against the Chinese team, and the U.S. was winning. Lined into center. Deion James on. Good catch. And as you would expect, winning rather easily in that game. You look at the play again. He really didn't have to leave his feet. Here's Tim Raines, 2 for 2. But anyway, after the game, Griffin said, funny play the Chinese, beat the Chinese team, and 2 hours later you want to beat them again. Raines has doubled. He has singled. He's driven in a run.
He's really a humorist.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah. He's made the Mayor's Cup battle into something big at West Palm.
1 ball, no strikes.
Incidentally, the Expos won it. Oh, I mentioned the Expos training there in the Braves, and we ought to salute Pete Scorpet for the great job he did during spring training, because the numbers are out, and the Braves finished 4th in the National League in attendance at spring training games, and Pete does a great job for the Braves at West Palm. Averaged over 4,000 a game.
Fouled it off his foot. He didn't need that. It's 1 and 2.
I think he did the same thing last night when he was at first base. He was flexing his leg, and he didn't attempt to steal. So Raines has done it again here tonight. He had it right off his front foot, and he's trying to walk it off. Pitch is low inside. You usually do that if you try to pull the ball. The trainer hasn't made an appearance yet, so Raines, watch it hit his front foot. Inside pitch. Ooh, it's smart.
Tim finally getting back in the batter's box. He's really hurting.
And the next pitch you want anywhere but low inside again. The pitcher knows that, of course, and you might get one down and in.
A ball and 2 strikes. He got it. Another split finger, and the inning is over. And O'Neill has had his best inning of the game. He struck out 2. No hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left. Pete Van Weer and John Sterling will join you now. At the end of 4 1/2, your score. Montreal 3, Atlanta 0.
We're not a company company.
But outstanding people come to us every day.
People who want to make a contribution to a team and do work that really counts.
People eager to see new places, do the unusual, and find the unusual.
People who become your friends for life. People just like you.
We're not a company.
We're your country.
We're the Navy.
The Air Force.
The Marines.
The Army.
We're the armed forces.
It's a great place to start.
You can't use a step ladder to get off the roof, a straight ladder to change a light bulb, and neither is good for painting ceilings. So here's Super Step. It's every ladder you'll ever need and more. It's a tough 12.5-foot straight ladder that bends and locks into a 6-foot freestanding step ladder, or an adjustable scaffold, or a workbench, or a pair of sawhorses. You can even paper that tricky stairwell. Each Loctite hinge withstands 5,000 pounds of pressure. Ever see a ladder bend like this? Don't spend $500 for these. One Super Step does it all and folds up for easy storage. It comes with his 10-year limited warranty plus a 3-part payment plan.
Don't send any money. We'll bill your credit card 3 payments of $37 each, and we won't bill the last payment till you've had a full 30 days home trial. Or if you prefer, send a full payment to Super Step, Box 7500 Atlanta. The total price is just $99 plus $12 shipping and handling.
We gave the operation a code name.
Telephone.
Bronson, 8:05 Eastern on the Superstation Saturday night.
Well, you see the line score at the end of 4.5 innings of play. Bryn Smith has been well-nigh perfect. Braves gave a couple of runs away back in the second inning, so they trail 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. John Sterling and Pete Van Weeren with you now from Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. The Skip and Ernie move over to radio. And Rafael Ramirez leads off for the Braves in the bottom of the 5th. Rafi being scrutinized not just by the Braves. Here's a ground ball up the middle. And Tom Foley throws out Ramirez, one away. Bryn Smith has been within one batter of a perfect game. Ken Oberfeld has had 2 line drive singles to left, and that has been it. No walks, 4 strikeouts, and it's a very heartening appearance for Bryn Smith in Montreal. Smith is getting over elbow surgery for bone chips. In his first game back, it was against the Mets a few days ago, he really got racked up. 6 runs, 8 hits in 2 2/3 innings. Here's Ozzie Virgil taken down low. And Bryn Smith has always been great against the Braves, and boy, he looks as good as ever. Terrific control. He just kind of keeps you off balance, mixing in the fastball and palm ball. There's the palm ball down low, and the count 2-0. Getting very overcast at the stadium. That is chop foul. You have to go up there swinging against Smith. When he's right, he doesn't walk too many people. There are no shadow problems today with the 540 start because it's been so overcast. The lights are on. And the count on Virgil is 3-1. Bryn Smith went to a 3-ball count earlier, went 3-2 on Dale Murphy before getting Murphy on a comebacker. The 3-1, and he walks Virgil, the first walk of the game. Now the Braves have Glenn Hubbard in with Virgil at first. Pete?
One thing Buck Rogers is going to be keeping his eye on here. Bryn Smith has not had any very long outings yet this year. He only pitched about 20 innings in 4 starts down at West Palm Beach. Lasted only a couple of innings against the Mets. He's working into the 5th inning here tonight, but he hasn't gone any longer than 5 or 6 innings, and he could lose it very quickly. So Buck Rogers is going to have to keep that bullpen ready in case Smith begins to tire early.
Virgil off the bag, and the pitch is down low, ball 1. I talked to Glenn Hubbard on the radio leadoff man today. We're talking about Smith, and he said, kind of like Rick Mailer. He just keeps you on balance. He always seems to throw what you don't expect, and everything's in the strike zone. I would imagine, Pete, that they would want Smith to throw no more than 100 pitches. That usually is a barometer. I don't know.
And he's not even close to that now. He's still under 50.
There is a strike. And the count 1-1. Because Montreal doesn't have the closer that they used to. They traded off Jeff Reardon in the offseason, getting a left-hand starting pitcher, Neil Heaton, and a catcher who's now injured, Jeff Reed. When they had Reardon, they'd bring Tim Burke in for an inning or so in the 6th or 7th, then have Reardon close it out. Nice scoop by Fitzgerald, and the count 2-1.
The guy they've been using as a closer early, Andy McGaffigan, has been sensational. It's a new role for him. We don't know if he can do it all year, but in 11 games, he's given up only 1 run in 21 innings and picked up 5 saves.
Montreal has played even better than their record would suggest. The pitch swung on and hit in the air to dead center. Candell on his horse. It is gone. A 2-run home run by Glenn Hubbard. How do you like that? Glenn Hubbard, 3rd in the league in on-base percentage, muscles up and takes Smith over the center field fence.
You don't see Glenn Hubbard hit him out in this part of the ballpark very often. Most of his home runs come to left field. That's a pretty good poke. Over 400 feet where he hit that one. His first homer of the year. RBIs number 12 and 13. Braves are back in the ballgame. 3-2.
And O'Neill lines one off Wallach's glove as a base hit. Randy O'Neill becomes a tying run. Tim Wallach made a great diving stab, but it kicked off his glove. What he did was save a double.
O'Neill handles the bat pretty well. He's only struck out 3 times so far this season. Usually makes contact. Wallach got a glove on it. Now, if he comes up with that cleanly, he would have gotten to his feet and maybe thrown O'Neill out. But at least he holds O'Neill to a single there. And the Braves getting some pretty good cuts at Bryn Smith.
Well, Bryn Smith might very well be getting tired. We talked about the fact that he only pitched 2 2/3 innings against the Mets, and then he was pitching in Class A. And now Larry Bernard, the pitching coach, comes out of the Montreal dugout. So the Braves get a walk from Ozzie Virgil and the 2-run home run by Hubbard. And the base hit. Mentioning, I was talking to left-handed Bob McClure, a veteran, gets up in the Montreal bullpen. I was talking with Glenn Hubbard on the leadoff man, and I asked him, did you ever get a start like this? He said, absolutely not. The best I've ever had. And I asked him, have you changed your style? And Pete, I know that the Braves have wanted Glenn to change his style over the years. He said, yes, I'm changed. I'm going to right field a lot more. And today he muscles up and it's a 2-run home run to center field. Here's Deion James. Tying run at first. And that's down low, ball 1.
This inning, Bryn Smith's location has not been anything close to what it was over the first 4.
McClure in the bullpen, very tough on left-hand hitters, and the Braves have a lot of left-hand hitters coming up. Oberkfell and Perry back at Deion. Wallace Johnston probably made the right play because it would have been a very tough throw kind of around the runner in the base pass. So Randy O'Neill moves over to second base, and the Braves within a base hit, tying it up.
On the other hand, it puts the lead runner down at second base. I think Johnson might have had him had he thrown down to second base. That runner shouldn't have interfered with him where he fielded the ball.
Wallace Johnson not a first baseman, though.
No. He's out of position. He's played a little first base this spring. He's normally a second baseman. They've got him playing all over the place. And I think that was just inexperience.
Yes, and I think what he thought, well, what he saw was left center field with a throw, so he decided to take the sure out. But you give up a base. Now Ken Oberkfell will try for his 3rd straight hit and tie the game. That fastball on the inside corner, strike 1. Oberkfell, one of the many Braves having a great start. He's hit in 9 straight games. He's hitting well over 360 now. Came into the game hitting 359, and he's 2 for 2. That's inside, the count 1-1. And Gerald Perry on deck. The left-hander is McClure. The right-hander is Tim Burke in the Montreal bullpen. And here's the 1-1. Fastball is high, 2-1.
Well, Smith falls behind another hitter. He was not falling behind anyone over the first 4 innings, so he might be tiring here.
Randy O'Neill carries the tying run at second base. Montreal leads at 3-2, bottom of the 5th. There are 2 men out. And the 2-1. Just inside, 3-1.
Tim Burke and Joey McClure in the Montreal bullpen.
Bryn Smith has had the ball over the plate on the outside part of the plate against Obi the first 2 times, and he hit 2 hard line singles to left field. So in this turn at bat, he's trying to choke him on the wrists. The 3-1. Line hard but foul down toward the Braves bullpen area. Now the count goes full. Right after this game, we take you to Boston Garden. Milwaukee and Boston playing back-to-back games. The Celtics are really something, especially in Boston Garden. They won last night without Kevin McHale and won easily. The 3-2. Breaking ball strike. Good pitch by Smith. At the knees on the inside corner. But the Braves scratch their way back in the game. They get 2 runs on the 2-run home run by Glenn Hubbard. 2 runs on 2 hits. And they leave one now at the end of 5 innings of play. Montreal 3 and the Braves 2.
Like many before, you came here asking for just one thing.
Sadowski. Shibowski.
A chance.
Pronounced Shibowski.
You're gonna make it here, 'cause you make America work, and this fight's for you.
Here's to you, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste
Hey, Sid.
that says Budweiser.
This Bud's for you.
It's red. It's white. It's blue. It's the American paradise, the United States Virgin Islands.
That cool, refreshing feeling of Wrigley's Spearmint Gum puts a sparkle in your eye, a spring in your step, and makes things lots of fun.
It's that little lift from Wrigley's Spearmint Gum. It's that little lift. Come on and get you some.
That clean, fresh taste Wrigley's Spearmint's got. That little lift that means a lot.
It's that little lift from Wrigley's Spearmint Gum.
Keep current with your favorite team and players by subscribing to Super Sports News, the official magazine of the Atlanta Braves. Each issue is filled with inside facts about the Braves, complete minor league coverage, player features, and much more. New subscribers will also receive a 1987-88 full-color Braves calendar free with their order. To sign up, send $11.95 for the next 12 issues to Super Sports News. P.O. Box 89162, Atlanta, Georgia 30312.
Okay, Peter.
That's got to be a fraternity.
I guess a bare shirt fraternity. Or no shirt fraternity. Looked around, I could not find those specimens. Rose Smith knows R.A.D. She has her eye on them. Down the left field line. Tim Wallach will lead off for Montreal here in the 6th. Eli has had a great series with 8 RBIs. He would love to play in this ballpark. I'm not promoting a trade. I don't think Montreal will deal Tim Wallach, but he hits very well in the stadium. Randy O'Neal down just 3-2 now in the 6th. And the breaking ball is up high, ball 1.
I wonder if Bryn Smith is through for the night. Tim Burke is still up out in the Montreal bullpen. 5 innings may be his limit tonight.
Could very well be. Could very well be. That's lined hard but foul right down toward the bullpen where Burke is throwing. And the count 1-1. Montreal got 2 gift runs in the 2nd inning. Part of it was O'Neal's fault. Part of it Ozzie Virgil's. Now the 1-1. Good pitch. Down the inside corner, 1-2. Wallace Johnson had singled. Struck him out with a breaking ball. Good pitch by O'Neal. Down and away from Tim Wallach. And that is strikeout number 3. All of those in the last 2 innings.
That's 10 hitters in a row set down now by O'Neal. That's a split finger fastball. You could see the bottom drop out of it.
That was a terrific pitch. Not only did the bottom drop out, but the ball kind of moved a little bit outside.
Almost everything Randy throws breaks a little bit away from right-hand hitters and in on lefties.
And that's pretty good.
Even a straight changeup, which most pitchers throw without much break at all to it. His breaks away from the hitter when he's a right-hand batter.
Fitzgerald takes it low, ball one. Wallace Johnson had singled. He started for second, and the Braves wanted to pitch out, but O'Neill didn't get the ball out far enough and lost single to right. Yeah, strike.
Tim Burke coming in now from the bullpen you saw him a moment ago, so it looks like Bryn Smith has finished his work for the night.
There's Burke. Bryn was the fellow with the beard. Right through there, 1-2. Then a little nub ground ball to Greg Nettles to try to get the run of the plate and had him, but Virgil dropped the throw. 1 run scored, and the Wild pitch scored the other. Well, it's 3-2 Montreal here in the 6th. Now the 1-2. That's pop foul. Out of play, off the press box and into the crowd. Fitzgerald broke a finger near the end of last year, had surgery on it. It was an index finger on his throwing hand. He's had problem with it. He has not been catching a lot for Montreal. Now the 1-2. Well, there's a split finger, and that ball dived straight down, and Fitzgerald got a piece of it. Probably wonder what happened in baseball before the split finger was invented.
They used to call it a fork ball.
That's exactly what it was. Elroy Face, Lindy McDaniel, people like that. Pitch grounded to third. Holbrook fell to it.
They changed the name of that pitch when Bruce Sutter came along because no one had ever seen anyone throw a forkball that hard before. So they began calling it something different, and now that's all you hear people call it, is a split finger fastball.
Wallace Johnson playing first base today. Had a base hit that figured prominently in the Montreal 2-run second. 2 outs, no one on base. We're in the 6th, and Montreal leads at 3-2. Johnson takes a strike. Good fastball. O'Neill has really pitched well outside of that one troublesome inning. His last start against Houston on Saturday was his best start as a Brave, so O'Neill's starting to pick things up. The 0-1. Down and in, 1-1. And Doyle Alexander, of course, signing with the Braves, and I guess he'll get a minor league tune-up for the 20 days he's allowed.
And an extended spring training down at Sarasota.
That just misses. Alexander, Chuck Tanner said today he's going to use him as a 5th starter. Well, Alexander and O'Neill behind Palmer and Mailer and Zane Smith. Sounds pretty good. 2-2. Baseball season goes on for so long. They play so many games. You can make corrections on your team during the year. And if they're positive, like Alexander is hoped to be, get back in the pennant race. That's chopped to short. Ramirez and O'Neill sails through the 6th. Nothing across for the Expos at the end of 5.5. Montreal still leads at 3-2.
From beyond your imagination comes the future of photography. More than a camera, it's Canon EOS. EOS, the ultimate autofocus SLR.
So fast and easy.
High-performance autofocus with any lens. EOS, great shots were never.
So simple.
EOS, more than autofocus, more than ever. New from Canon.
Hey, how are you? Sorry that I'm not at home. But when I get the message on my telephone, you'll be the first one on my list.
Crazy Calls, a tape of 7 different songs and funny recordings for answering machines.
I am very sorry that I'm not at home to take your call.
Only $14.95.
When I will get right back to you. Leave your message. Leave your message at the tone.
Give someone the gift of gab for their answering machine.
Calling a friend. What you've actually done is bought a one-way ticket to the answering machine zone.
Nobody's home. Nobody's home.
I'm glad you called, but I'm not home. But I'll be back before too long. You gotta
Crazy Calls, a tape of 7 different songs and funny recordings for only $14.95.
wait for the beat. You gotta leave your name. You gotta leave your number.
To order?
Wait for the beat.
Call 1-800-257-1234. Call 1-800-257-1234.
Well, there's the new Montreal pitcher. Bryn Smith goes 5 innings and gives up 2 runs on 4 hits, walks 1, and strikes out 5. You look at Tim Burke's line.
Burke is batting in the 6th spot. Burke now pitching, batting 6th.
We've got several changes out there. Vance Laws moved to first, Casey Candell to second, Herm Winningham to center, and the pitcher Tim Burke will bat in Wallace Johnson's spot.
Herm Winningham now playing center field, batting 9.
Gerald Perry leads off against Burke. Burke in his 3rd full major league season with Montreal. Been the setup man to Jeff Reardon the past couple of years. And he starts out Perry with a strike. So Winningham is in center. Candell is at second. Vance Law is at first. And Perry takes down low ball 1. Burke will hit 6th. And Winningham will hit 9th in the Montreal order. Braves down by 1. And the count 2-1 on Perry.
4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 5 bases on the ball. I'm sorry, 5 strikeouts, 1 home run, 0 bases on the ball.
That's down low, 3-1.
1 base on ball.
I know you're wondering, is the PA system here in the booth? No, there's just a box that's turned up to an unbelievable level, and that's why you can hear the information from the press box so clearly. Winningham in center field will catch up to it. 1 away. Perry skies to center, 1 down. Montreal took the early lead with 2 in the 2nd and 1 in the 3rd. Braves on Hubbard's 2-run home run had 2 last inning. O'Neill has retired 12 in a row. That's what Montreal looks like now. Candell has moved from center field to second. He is a second baseman, by the way. Vance Law's moved from second to first. Winningham goes in the lineup in center field and bat 9th, and Tim Burke will bat 6th. There's a strike on the outside as Burke drops down and comes sidearm. Burke has been very good for Montreal in his role as the setup man for Reardon this year. I guess he's currently the setup man for McGaffigan and left-handed Bob McClure. Line base hit left field. Murph hit a rope, and the Braves have the tying run at first with 1 out.
Tim Burke has that unusual motion where he slaps that glove on his leg before he goes into his windup, and that's something he developed in the minor leagues. They felt he was too easy to pick up for the hitters. They picked up the ball too soon. They worked with different deliveries with Burke, trying to get him to do something a little more deceptive, and that's what they came up with, and it's been very successful for Tim Burke.
Very unusual. I don't know anyone else who really starts that way. But it gets him in rhythm, and it hides the ball, of course. Greg Nettles is 0 for 2. Braves have the tying run at first. Dale Murphy. Oh, great play by Fitzgerald. That was a wild pitch, and that would have sent Murphy to second base, and Fitzgerald made a brilliant backhand glove scoop.
They often say the catchers are the only players out there defensively who can make a great play and never get a hand for it.
No one knows about it.
The crowd kind of takes it for granted, but that's a tremendous play right there. That ball was actually past him when he got the glove on it.
Well, that's tough. A little short hop, too, on the backside. Nettles misses the count 1-1. 3-5-0 for Montreal. 2-5-1 for the Braves. There's a good look at Tim Burke.
Out of the University of Nebraska, they have two pitchers out of Nebraska. Bob Sebra, who started here the other night, also a Nebraska alum.
Now 2-1. I bet the Nebraska baseball team goes somewhere south at the beginning of the season. Be a little tough in March.
There's Bob Sebra doing some throwing out in the Expo bullpen now. He's just doing his in-between starts throwing.
Sebra was the starter in game 1. Down low, 3-1 to Nettles. Now the Braves have a decision, 3-1. A very good pitch to run on. Looking for the strike, and if it's not there, it's going to be a walk anyway. We'll see if Murph starts at first. Nettles has taken a look at Russ Nixon, the third base coach. You look at Buck Rogers in the Montreal dugout. I mentioned that Montreal really has played well, not because their record is 11-14, but they've only had 6 home games. They didn't have any home games, or many, because of the finishing of the retractable roof in Montreal at Olympic Stadium. Well, they played, including this game, 26 games, only 6 at home. They will have a lot of home games coming up. Murphy is going, and the pitch is hit to center field. Winningham easily will make the catch. And Dale retreats to first, 2-away. Now Rafael Ramirez. We mentioned an inning ago that Sam Mealy of the Red Sox has been with the Braves a while. The Red Sox are openly looking for a shortstop. And they might be zeroing in on Ramirez. Of course, Ramirez and Glenn Hubbard playing a lot of and excellent baseball for the Braves with Andres Thomas and Damaso Garcia both injured. Murph at first with a tying run and 2 outs. And there's a strike on the inside. Dale just about standing on the bat. That's a wild pitch, and it bounces back the other way. Murph, though, will hold up at second base as Vance Law will field the carom off the backstop.
Trying to keep the ball down, overthrew the fastball. And when a pitcher overthrows his fastball, tries to muscle up on it, you can almost see Burke give it a little extra effort just as he was releasing it. Usually when that happens, that's the result.
It's kind of odd, too, for Tim Burke, because he throws a sinking fastball anyway. But he tried to put too much, came over the top, and he bounced that one about 55 feet. That's a pretty good stat. Although Burke doesn't come sidearm, for some reason lefties get a much better look than right-hand hitters. Tying run at second base now, the 1-1. In center field, Winningham slipped, but he's right there in his tracks. The Braves, no runs on a hit and leave 1. At the end of 6, Montreal still leads it 3-2.
We are the sunshine of your life, Minute Maid. That's why we'll always be around.
We are the taste that starts your day, Minute Maid.
If you thought there was more to Minute Maid than great taste, well, you were right. There's more vitamin C than most other chilled orange juices.
Minute Maid. Minute Maid. We are the sunshine of your life.
We have been fascinated from the beginning. As a machine, the human body remains a supreme invention. To unlock its potential, we offer Soloflex. Simple and efficient, like the body itself. Which may explain why Soloflex looks less like a machine and more like a work of art.
Saturday on the Superstation Western Roundup. He's the kind of hero that doesn't exist anymore. A gunfighter who wanted the fighting to stop.
Shane, look out!
Alan Ladd in the Nabisco Family Showcase, Shane. Then, a mail-order bride is the center of a con artist ring on Gunsmoke. And the Cartwrights become deputies to catch a cold-blooded murderer on Bonanza. The Superstation Western Roundup. It all begins at 12:30 Eastern on the Superstation, Saturday.
There you see the line score, and the error was very important. It contributed to 2 unearned runs for Montreal back in the second inning. Randy O'Neill, in the third inning, gave up a base hit, stolen base, and a base hit by Tim Raines for the third run, and since then he has retired 12 in a row. And O'Neill tried to shut the door on Montreal and keep them where the Braves might be able to tie it or take the lead. 3-2 Montreal. We go to the 7th, and it will be Vance Law, Tom Foley, and then hitting in the 9th spot, Herm Whittingham. O'Neill behind 3-2. Braves start their bullpen. Montreal starts their bullpen as we go to the top of the 7th and tell you all about it. Here's Pete.
Thank you, John. Law 1 for 2. Takes a ball. He had that single back in the second inning and came home on the wild pitch from Randy O'Neill. Right-hander Jeff Dedman, left-hander Ed Olwine in the Atlanta bullpen. 1-0 to Vance Law. Misses. 2-0. Uh-oh. If it stays fair, it's out of here, and it stays fair. Long home run for Vance Law. His 5th of the season. He has just matched his home run total of a year ago. And that makes it a 4-2 Montreal lead.
Home run number 5 for Law. Number 5 came on the first pitch.
Let's look at the pitch. High up in the strike zone, and Law really turned on that.
Hit number 6 off of Randy O'Neill, and that one went 400 feet. So Vance Law with his 5th homer makes it a 4-2 game. Now Tom Foley was reached on an error and was thrown out pitcher to first. Fouled away 0-1. Randy O'Neill has now surrendered 8 homers in just under 31 innings. This is the first game O'Neill has pitched with the Braves haven't scored a lot of runs for him. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Tom Foley. And here's the 1-1 offering. That's downstairs, 2-1. So after retiring 12 in a row, Vance Law connects off O'Neill to open up the 7th inning and put Montreal's lead back at 2 runs. Here's the 2-1. Drilled down that right field line. That is a foul ball, says Joe West. It wasn't foul by much. And the count 2-2.
But Tom Foley loses a double, and this ball landed just on the foul side of the chalk. Let's see how close. That's pretty close.
2-2 the count. O'Neill with the 2-2. Missing outside, 3-2. Herm Whittingham batting in the 9 spot in the on-deck circle. There's Whittingham. Watching as the 3-2 is delivered to Foley, line to right field. Murphy couldn't come up with it. That would have been some catch if he got it behind his back. That ball really took off. Murphy started in on the ball and then realized that ball was going to sail, got a glove on it, and almost caught it behind his back after it hit his glove the first time.
It will be a two-base error. Foley hit it hard, but Murph took a step in and then had to go.
There you see the record of Ed Olwine, who makes his 8th appearance of the season. A little bit unusual in Ed Olwine's career. He's now pitched, counting this game, in 45 ball games in the major leagues without a decision. No wins or losses. He had 1 save last year. Well, it'd be nice if he could get the job done here in the 7th inning and the Braves could get him some runs and get him a decision. Herm Winningham will be the batter. Winningham hitting just 161. This will be his first at bat tonight. No homers or RBIs. Winningham, one of 4 players who came over from the New York Mets in the Gary Carter deal. Hit .216 with Montreal last year, .269 at Indianapolis. Braves looking for the bunt with the runner at second, nobody out. Both Nettles and Oberkfell are in on the grass. Winningham gets the bunt down. Let's see if Olwine can come up with it going to third, but too late. And the runners will be at first and third.
They call it a base hit, and they should. Winningham places down a very nice bunt to the third base side, and Olwine would never have had Winningham, so he goes to third base, but he's late there. Remember, it's not a force. He had to make the tag. Now Montreal trying to break the game open. First and third, no one out.
The batter will be Casey Candell, who's hitless tonight. He's grounded out to first, was thrown out catcher to first, and struck out for only the 3rd time this year back in the 5th inning. So it's first and third now with nobody out. There's your score. Candell hitting .455 right-handed this year. Came into this game at .274 lefty. Braves infield will play in tight all the way around. Foley and Winningham, your base runners. Nobody out. Candell takes a strike, 0-1. Jackie Moore running through all sorts of signs down there. They might mean something, they might not. Would the Expos squeeze here? The 0-1. Fly ball, right center field. Dion James on his horse. He'll make the catch out there. That'll get Foley home easily. Holding at first is Winningham, and a sac fly for Casey Candell drives in his 4th run of the year. Montreal now leads at 5-2. So with 1 out, Winningham at first. Here's Mitch Webster, who was thrown out catcher to first in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, fly to center in the 5th.
6 hits, 5 runs, 2 earned, 3 strikeouts, 1
He can close the book on Randy O'Neal now, charge him with 5 runs, 2 of the runs earned. The errors have hurt. The runner goes. The pitch is strike. The throw not in time. Stolen base for Herm Winningham. That's his 1st of the season.
In this case, Winningham gets a great jump on Olwine. Besides, Virgil gets rid of the ball in pretty good shape, makes a good throw, but Winningham stole that one on Olwine.
So another Montreal runner in scoring position. That takes him out of a double play possibility, at least a ground ball double play. And the 0-1 pitch now on the way to Mitch Webster. Gets by Virgil. And that moves Winningham over to third. Well, the story of this game tonight has been Braves mistakes. Wild pitches, errors, all being made at key times in the ball game.
Now this is a wild pitch. Look how far in front of the plate it hits. Ozzie trying to scoop it up and hit the heel of his glove and went away, but it is a wild pitch.
Only 2 of the Montreal runs are earned, and that wild pitch may get Ed Olwine out of the ballgame. Let's see. Chuck Tanner on his way to the mound, and here comes Jeff Dedman. So Olwine lifted after working just a third of an inning. He gave up that bunt single to Herm Winningham. And a sac fly to Casey Candell. And then the wild pitch along with the stolen base. Moving the runner around to third. And Mitch Webster will be the batter with a 1-1 count when Jeff Dedman completes his warm-ups. We'll be back right after this.
From beyond.
Jeff Dedman on for the 10th time this season. He has no wins or losses, an ERA 5.84. He has recorded 1 save. There you see the rest of his numbers. He'll inherit a 1-1 count on Mitch Webster. Webster will turn around now and bat lefty. In Mitch Webster's case, he's a better right-hand hitter than he is left-handed. So Chuck Tanner playing by the book as he brings Jeff Dedman in. Dedman with a fastball and a knuckle curve. In spring training, it looked for a while like Jeff Dedman might be in the starting rotation. In fact, he was used about 3 or 4 times as a starting pitcher, going 5 innings twice, 6 innings once, into the 7th inning once. And when he was being used as a starter, he was working on 2 other pitches, a standard curveball, not the knuckle curve that he throws now, and also a straight change. But like so many relief pitchers, he feels coming in out of the bullpen, you don't need quite that many pitches. Most managers will settle for a relief pitcher going with his 2 best pitches when you're only going to be in for a short time in a ball game. So Jeff sticking with a fastball, which is a sinking fastball, and his knuckle curve. There's your runner at third, Herm Winningham. The infield in again for Atlanta. And the 1-1. Grounded slowly toward first, backhanded by Nettles. He has no play home. He throws to Hubbard, covering in time. The Expos haven't exactly been pounding the walls down in this ball game, but they've opened up a 4-run lead now at 6-2. Give Webster his 8th RBI. Jim Acker up now in the Atlanta bullpen. Pitcher's spot is due up third in the bottom half of this inning. And the Braves will have to come up with a big inning now to get back in it. 6-2 Expos. Here's Tim Raines. He has doubled, he has singled, he has struck out. He has driven in 1 run. A ball and no strikes. That run charged to Ed Olwine, that last run that scored. That is an earned run. (6-2) Montreal. (1-0) pitch is fouled off, 1-1. Well, if Montreal hangs on and wins this game, they will complete a 10-game road trip with a 6-4 record and head for home. And when they get home, they're going to be there for 2 weeks. They play Houston 3 times, Atlanta twice, Cincinnati twice, the Dodgers 3 times, and the Giants 3 times before they leave again. 1-1 on the way. 2-1. Ozzie Virgil has spent a good part of this inning trying to dig balls out of the dirt. The way Raines has played, you can imagine the welcome he's going to get when the Expos get back to Olympic Stadium. Here's the 2-1. Bounce toward the first baseman Nettles. He'll knock it down, throw to Dedman covering. That's a good play by Greg Nettles. And the inning is over, but Montreal puts 3 more on the board. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Expos on top, 6-2.
It was so simple. Really, a direct electrical charge here heats up the carbonized filament here, which in turn excites the gases trapped in here, and voila.
Well, it's very nice, Thomas, but I wanted a Bud Light.
If you want the great taste of Bud Light,
ask for it. Don't feel bad, Thomas. It's not a complete loss. Bud Light, because everything else is just a light.
Kool-Aid stands for lots of great taste and a whole lot more. Kool-Aid stands for smiles you make. Good times are what it's for. And as long as there are moms and kids, Kool-Aid stands for evermore. Kool-Aid stands for lots of great taste.
With vitamin C and a great price.
Kool-Aid stands for lots of great taste and a whole lot more.
You'd think, since the people from Jell-O got a really famous person to introduce their new fruit and cream bars, they'd at least show the famous person's face. But new Jell-O fruit and cream bars look so good with all of those swirls of fresh fruit and whirls of sweet cream that the people from Jell-O said, just show them the fruit and cream bars. And if the famous guy shows up at the end, that'll do it. New Jell-O fruit and cream bars. Real fruit and cream, only cooler.
We gave the operation a code name. Telephone.
Bronson, 8:05 Eastern on the Superstation Saturday night.
Bottom half of the 7th inning, lower third of the order due up for Atlanta. Ozzie Virgil, Glenn Hubbard, and then a pinch hitter for Jeff Dedman. Braves down now by a 6-2 count. And they're facing a tough relief pitcher, Tim Burke. Ozzie Virgil has flied to right and walked in the ball game. Left-hander Bob McClure up again in the Montreal bullpen. Braves have some left-hand hitters due up after the first 3 men in this inning. Little pop-up, foul territory. Who's going to take it? Tim Wallach. 1 down. One pitch, 1 out of the 7th inning, and now Glenn Hubbard, who's accounted for the Atlanta runs. Hubbard doing that with a 2-run homer over the center field wall back in the 5th inning. Darryl Motley has moved on deck. And he will pinch hit for Jeff Dedman. There's Motley, who just joined the club today from Richmond. A ball, no strikes on Hubbard. With nobody on base, Burke giving you that unusual motion of his again, slapping that glove. Here's the 1-0. 2-0, the count on Hubbard.
Obviously it works for him, Pete, but you would think that he would lose sight of the plate, having to make sure that he gets the ball in his glove and doesn't drop it.
I'll tell you what amazes me about the delivery, and watch it and I'll tell you what amazes me. He doesn't grip the ball till he comes up over his head. As the count goes to 3-0, you would think that that ball would get jarred a little bit when he hits his leg with the glove, and it would be tough getting the proper grip on the ball that he wants. He must really have to hold on to that ball very tightly when he starts the windup. There's a strike. 3-1 the count on Glenn Hubbard. Braves down by 4. Need some base runners and a long one. On the inside corner, 3-2. Paid attendance tonight, 5,891. So the crowds have been small throughout this Montreal series. They'll be bigger this weekend when the Mets are in town. There's the 3-2 foul back. Zane Smith against Ron Darling on Friday night. Game time is 7:40. Our telecast will be a tape delay following the Hawks-Pistons game from Pontiac. Again, the payoff pitch to Glenn Hubbard. High to right field. Webster's got to play, though. And there's out number 2. Now Darryl Motley will bat for the first time since rejoining the Braves. Motley had a very good spring training and was somewhat stunned when the Braves released him at the end of spring training, placed him on waivers. He had his choice of either becoming a free agent or reporting to Richmond. He elected to go down to Richmond, trying to work his way back up. Hit 253 with a couple of home runs, 16 RBIs at Richmond. When Ken Griffey went on the DL, Motley came back.
They almost got him, but not quite. That was off Fitzgerald's glove.
Burke's fastball does ride in on right-hand hitters. One of the reasons he's so effective against them. Here's the 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike on Darryl Motley. Braves got Motley last year from the Kansas City Royals for Steve Shields. Shields has since been dealt to Seattle. He did not have a productive year last year playing off the bench. 1 ball, 1 strike on Motley. Not a very big guy, but he has some power.
A couple of years ago, he had a good year. He and Pat Sheridan, I think, platooned in right field when Kansas City went all the way.
It's 17 home runs in 1985. 2 men out here in the 7th inning. Montreal on top by 4. And the 1-2. Grounded toward short. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Tim Burke. And we go to the 8th inning with no change in our score. Still 6-2 Montreal.
And this afternoon, Detroit beat Seattle 7-5. Kirk Gibson had his first home run. He's coming back from an injury. And catcher Matt Noakes had his 5th. And ex-Brave Darrell Evans had his 3rd. Ken Phelps homered for Seattle. In the only other game, California shuts out Milwaukee 3-0 behind Mike Witt. Jack Howell had a home run, and everything else under the lights tonight in the American League and the National League. And that's our brief scoreboard.
Jim Acker, the 4th pitcher to work for Atlanta, makes his 11th appearance. All of them have been out of the bullpen. He has picked up a save in each of his last 2 appearances, but in this game, his job is to hold Montreal and hope the Braves' bats can come alive in the last 2 innings. Wallach, Fitzgerald, and Johnson, or correction, the pitcher's spot, due up here in the 8th inning. McClure still throwing in the Montreal bullpen, and the Braves have left-hand hitters due up in the 8th, so we may see a pinch hitter for Tim Burke. Wallach 0 for 3 tonight, taking a strike 0-1. One ball, 1 strike, and Tim Wallach, who had 3 homers and 6 RBIs here Monday night, a base hit and 2 RBIs in last night's game, jumped from 11 RBIs to 19. Leon James, 1 down. Now the catcher Mike Fitzgerald, who twice has grounded out to 3rd and once has fly to left. It'll be Zane Smith against Ron Darling Friday night. Saturday, an afternoon game. Braves live that game on radio. David Palmer against Bob Ojeda. Sunday, Rick Mailer against Sid Fernandez. We'll have that one for you on the Superstation. Don't forget, right after this game, Milwaukee-Boston, Game 2 of their best-of-7 series. Bob Neal, Doug Collins. I'll bring that one to you. It is 6-2 Montreal. We're in the 8th. 1-1 the count. That makes it 2-1. Falls behind 3-1 on Fitzgerald. Razor Shines has moved on deck. He'll be the pinch hitter for Tim Burke. And Razor Shines will bat with a runner at first. That's the first walk given up by Atlanta pitching in the game. Razor Shines, just reacquired from Indianapolis before this series began. He's gone 2 for 5 in the series, and that's his performance so far for the season. Switch hitter, he'll bat left-handed. Out of baseball last year. Re-signed to a AAA contract by Indianapolis. Played well enough to be invited back to spring training this year. Now he's made it back to the majors. He was called up after Andres Galarraga pulled a hamstring. Never seen so many injuries as there have been around the major leagues first 6 weeks of this season. Seems like every ball club has been hit by 2 or 3 of them, sometimes even more. Look out. Whoa. That one almost got Ozzie Virgil, almost got Bob Engel.
And I think Ozzie fell down and was hit by Engel after the bat was thrown. Shines lost control. Now Virgil goes down. Kind of delayed reaction. Ozzie's okay. Let's look at it again. The bat goes. I think Ozzie must have been leaning against Engel, or Engel leaning against Ozzie.
It's a good thing Ozzie wasn't in a 10-round bout there trying to duck out of the way of a right hand. It would have been a little late. That bat was already back to the screen by the time Ozzie got out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike on Razor Shines. 1-1 is low and inside, 2-1. Jackie Moore runs through some signs. Fitzgerald with catcher's speed at first, not really a threat to go. Although he has stolen 1 base this year. Ground ball. Can Hubbard get to it? He can. Can the Braves turn it? Yes. 4-6-3. And that's all for Montreal in the 8th. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Still 6-2 Expos.
This portion of Braves baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, the genuine article. Beechwood aid for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you.
Bottom half of the 8th inning, left-hander Bob McClure takes over for Montreal. McClure making his 9th appearance. His earned run average up there pretty good. He's trying to close out this ball game. He's not eligible for a save. Last year pitched in 52 games with Montreal, 13 more at Milwaukee. Had 4 wins, 6 losses, and 6 saves overall. He's 34 years old. Spent most of his major league career with Milwaukee after first coming to the major leagues with Kansas City. He has a fastball and a curve. And he, too, has a somewhat unusual motion. Kind of snaps that ball at you. Deion James, Ken Oberkfell, Gerald Perry do up, all left-hand hitters. Strike to James, 0-1. Deion trying to extend a hitting streak. He's 0 for 3 tonight, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. And hit safely in 7 straight games coming into this one. There's the changeup, hit high in the air, left center field. Who's going to take it? Tim Raines, 1 down. Tim Burke worked 2 innings, allowing nothing. Gave up 1 hit. Now Ken Oberkfell, who has singled twice and struck out. It's 6-2 Expos. They led it 2-0 after 2, 3-0 after 3. Braves got a couple in the 5th on the Glenn Hubbard home run. And then Montreal scored 3 in the 7th. 0-1 now on Oberkfell. Didn't get the breaking ball, 0-2.
See that breaking ball? That has given McClure a living for many years. In the American League, he was used almost primarily to get lefties out with Milwaukee and Kansas City.
Just missed outside, 1-2. Into right field, Webster makes another knee-high catch. He's made a few of those in this series.
Oberkfell hits it on the nose, but Webster makes the catch about knee-high.
Now with 2 men out, here's Gerald Perry, who was struck out, had a sac bunt. Flying to center, he's 0 for 2. Couldn't stop his swing, 0-1.
I guess the radar would have said Mitch Webster makes the catch. Great knee-high. Sorry.
A little bit low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the Braves had taken 2 out of 3 from the Reds on the road, then 2 out of 3 from Houston. But right now, Montreal in pretty good shape to make it 2 out of 3 over Atlanta. And unless the Braves rally, they'll drop to 3 games under. Here's the 2-1 to Perry, fouled back. Now the 2-2. Hit well to right center field. Webster won't run this one down. It's going to fall between him and Winningham and bounce off the wall. Perry heads for second, and he's in with a stand-up double. For Gerald Perry, his 4th double of the year.
Looked like the pitcher was up. Let's check. It is up and over the plate, and Perry extends his arms and drills it to right center field. So Gerald at second base. Here's Murph.
Gerald's had a good series. That's 5 hits in the series now for Perry. He'd been 1 for 28 coming into this series. Now let's see if Murph can get him in. Murph has popped to short, bounced to the pitcher, and singled. Webster, he makes the catch in foul territory and somersaults into the Braves bullpen. Is he okay? Did he hang on to it? He did. Joe West came over and took a look, and Webster held on. And he'll get a hand from the Braves fans. Take another look at Mitch Webster as Murphy makes out number 3. We go to the 9th inning. It's still 6-2 Montreal.
Even with all you spend to keep your home beautiful, you may be overlooking something. Termites, hiding just beneath the surface, destroying your home from the inside out. Call Orkin.
You know, for about the price these people are having to pay to fix this one door frame, we can protect your whole house.
After that, if termites ever damage your home, we'll repair it,
whatever the cost. Call number 1. For termites, we just might be all the protection you'll ever need.
No added sugar. No bubbles.
No crystals. No preservatives.
New Minute Maid Light and Juicy doesn't have a lot of things.
No artificial flavors.
No funny colors.
No problem.
What it does have are 4 delicious low-calorie fruit flavors and the goodness of real juice.
No kidding.
New Light and Juicy with NutraSweet from Minute Maid.
The sunshine of your life.
We're not a company, but no company has more pride in what they do, or more pride in how well they do it. We offer you a meaningful and fulfilling future, one that goes far beyond the ordinary, one that brings with it the respect and admiration of Americans everywhere. We're not a company, we're your country. We're the Air Force, the Marines, the Army, the Navy. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
Larry Bird and the Celtics meet old-time playoff rival Milwaukee when the NBA playoffs continue. It's live, and it's next on the Superstation.
Vance Law leads off the 9th inning. He has a single, a ground out, and a home run. 5 home runs now for Law, equal to his total output last year. Takes a strike from Acker, 0-1. 6-2 Montreal. Acker working his 2nd inning. 1-1.
Well, Pete, I'm going to be leaving soon to go downstairs for the radio Star of the Game broadcast, and I'll ride the press elevator that you've ridden for years. Benjamin Bryant, the guy who runs it, is celebrating a birthday today.
Big one. 75 years old today. I want to wish him a happy birthday.
He is terrific. He takes that elevator in places that haven't been charted yet. He's our buddy.
1-2, the count in Vance Law. Well, maybe the Braves can put together a ninth inning rally for our friend Benny. Acker ahead in the count. And the 1-2. Off the end of the bat foul. We mentioned that Law has equaled his home run output of a year ago, but he had a couple of pretty good years hitting long ball for the Chicago White Sox. Hit 17 home runs for Chicago in '84. He had 10 home runs for Montreal in '85, so he's capable of hitting with some power. Last year was just not a good year for him. Here's the 1-2. 2-2. Field line. This one will drop out of play. It appears that Law has changed his stance a little bit this season. There you go, young man. Last year, Law had that batting stance somewhat similar to Deion James of Atlanta, kind of a flat bat, leaning way back in that back foot out of the Charlie Lau school. Looks like he's a little more upright this year. He still puts a lot of weight on that back foot. But he's got the bat more upright. Full count, 3-2. And the payoff is high and tight. Second walk issued by Acker. That'll bring up Tom Foley, who's reached on an error twice and bounced to the pitcher. Errors the last two nights have really hurt the Braves. Montreal scored 2 unearned runs last night. They won the game by 2. Montreal has scored 3 unearned runs in this game, and they lead by 4. So the errors the Braves have committed have been costly. Might be another double play. It caroms off of Hubbard to Ramirez. Not in time at first. Almost a pinball double play there. It'll be a 4-6 force play the hard way.
Hubbard dives to prevent the base hit, and the ball actually caroms to Ramirez. He didn't have time to get the runner at first.
So Foley aboard with 1 down. Now Herm Winningham, who had a base hit in the 7th inning, his only time up, and a bunt single. As always, when Montreal plays in Atlanta, Herm Winningham brings a lot of friends and family down from South Carolina. He played right here in the Atlanta area at DeKalb South Community College and was voted the Junior College Player of the Year back around 1980. 1 ball, no strikes. He's from Orangeburg, South Carolina. Ninth inning, it's 6-2 Montreal. There's your runner at first, Tom Foley. There's 1 out. Left center field, Deion James out there waiting. 2 men down. Foley returns to first. Now back to the top of the order, Casey Candell. Candell 0 for 3, but he does have a sacrifice fly in the 7th, driving in his 4th run of the year. In the Braves half of the 9th inning, they'll send up Nettles, Ramirez, and Virgil against Bob McClure. 0-1 on Candell. Runner going on the 0-1 pitch. It's a strike. The throw to second base is right there. Rafael Ramirez puts the tag on Tom Foley, and that ends the inning. So the Braves have one more crack at the Expos. Bottom half of the ninth inning coming up. Atlanta trailing by 4.
Say, Mrs. Apple.
About 25 minutes from now, we'll be taking you live to the Boston Garden Game 2 in that NBA playoff series between the Bucks and the Celtics. Celtics won the first game. Milwaukee tries to get even tonight. Bob Neal and Doug Collins will have it for you. And barring a big rally that keeps this game going for the next 25 minutes. If the game ends before 8:30, we'll take you back to our studios. Paul Ryden to bring you up to date on all the scores and happenings around the world of sports. John McLeod will also join Paul. Greg Nettles with the count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Greg 0 for 3s. Fly to right, fly to center, grounded out to second. Bob McClure not eligible for the save, but it'll be a save in Buck Rogers' mind if he can get the Braves out here in the bottom of the ninth. 1-2 pitch, foul back. Braves are off tomorrow, play again on Friday night. Quite a cut there by Nettles. One ball, 2 strikes. Two and 2. Hit the changeup towards second. Casey Candell will throw out Nettles for out number 1. Now Rafael Ramirez. It was fly to right, grounded out to short, and fly to center. Ramirez has been very, very streaky this year. Buck Rogers on his way to the mound, and it looks like we're going to get a right-hander coming in. So Buck Rogers not messing around here. He wants to win this ball game. McClure leaving after working an inning and a third. He gave up the 1 hit, the double by Gerald Perry, and that's all. No walks or strikeouts. This is Randy St. Clair making his way in for Montreal to face the right-hand hitters who are due up. Rafael Ramirez and Ozzie Virgil. Braves a little bit limited with left-hand hitters on the bench. They have very few of them. Only 1 right now, Ted Simmons. So Buck Rogers back to the Montreal dugout. Randy St. Clair will try to close out the game for the Expos. We'll take time out for these words.
I was 10 years old when I built my first.
Randy St. Clair has been the busiest Montreal pitcher this season. This is already his 15th game. There you see his record. He's pitched in 15 out of 26 ball games for the Expos. Again, the situation not a save situation, but it would be in the mind of Buck Rogers. Ramirez 0 for 3. Rafael very streaky this year. He's had strings where he's picked up 6 hits and 9 at-bats. Right now he's hitless in his last 9 at-bats. Taking a ball low and outside. Braves down to their last 2 outs, trailing by 4 in the bottom half of the ninth. Two-0, the count on Ramirez. The pitcher of record is Bryn Smith. That would be a big win for Bryn Smith, making it back from elbow surgery. Into center field. That one's going to drop for a base hit. Well, there's one base runner. Ramirez with a 1-out single. Now Ozzie Virgil, who was flying to right, walked and fouled out to third. Ozzie tried to extend a 4-game hitting streak. One out here in the ninth. And it's 0-1 on Virgil. Law is holding Ramirez. A little surprising with a 4-run lead. St. Clair ahead of Virgil, 0-2. Virgil upset with himself on that pitch. That was a pitch he wished he could see again. And I don't think he would have taken it if he did see it again, or if he does see it again now with a count 0-2. A ball and 2 strikes on Virgil. Glenn Hubbard on deck. Hubbard's accounted for the Braves' only runs tonight with a 2-run homer. Here's the 1-2. Virgil hits it high in the air. Didn't get enough of it. Tim Raines waits for it in left. That's out number 2. And it's all up to Glenn Hubbard. Ramirez at first with 2 down for Hubbard, who has grounded out to second, homered, and flied to right. The Bucks and the Celtics coming up at 8:30 Eastern Time. Paul Ryden and John McLeod standing by in our Superstation studios to bring you up to date on everything that's been going on today in the world of sports. Hubbard takes a strike, 0-1. Ted Simmons has moved on deck. He would pinch hit for the pitcher if Hubbard can keep it going. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's Ted Simmons. Ramirez gets his lead, and the 1-1 on the way to Hubbard. Toward right field, knocked down by Candell, and the ball game is over. Casey Candell with a fine play to end the game. And Montreal has taken 2 out of 3 from Atlanta. Tonight's final, Montreal 6, Atlanta 2, and we'll be back with a wrap-up right after this.
Bartender? Yeah. Give me a light.
A light?
Yeah.
Why, sure. Oh, I've got it.
No, a Bud Light.
If you want the great taste of Bud Light, ask for it.
Bartender.
Yes?
Give me a, let's see, give me a Bud Light.
Everything else is just a light.
Nice call. Thanks.
Fruit Newton sadly announces.
Yes, we have no banana. We have no banana today. Real apple, blueberry, strawberry, with cherry, or sweet happy, hooray. But yes, we have no banana.
Newton's, a bunch of real fruit cookies with a bunch of fruits to choose from. But sorry.
We have no banana today. Nabisco.
Well, the Braves had won 3 games in a row after their Monday night victory, but Montreal cools them off, winning the last 2 games in this series. Tonight it's 6-2, 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors, 3 left for the Expos, 2 runs, 7 hits, 2 costly errors, and 6 runners left for Atlanta. Bryn Smith gets the win. He's back from elbow surgery. He's 1-0, and Randy O'Neill suffers his first loss of the season. He goes 2-3-1. The Expos now 12-14 on the year. The Braves have won 12. And they've lost 15. Our next Braves telecast will come to you Friday night right after the Atlanta Hawks Detroit Pistons game. That'll be a tape delay. If you're in the area, want to be here live, first pitch at 7:40. And coming up next, NBA action, Milwaukee and Boston. That's about 15 minutes away. Game 2 of their best-of-7 series. Bob Neal and Doug Collins standing by to bring you that. Paul Ryden and John McLeod standing by in our TBS studios to highlight today's action and preview the upcoming Bucks-Celtics game. Until Friday, for John Sterling, Ernie Johnson, Skip Carey, and our entire TBS crew, this is Pete Van Wieren speaking from Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Tonight's final, Montreal 6, Atlanta 2. Good night, everyone.